Good morning. We are continuing with our graphing. Today we are learning CO23. I can interpret and create stem and leaf plots. Yesterday we've worked with bar and line graphs before. Stem and leaf plots are probably a little bit newer to us. Did you guys do it at all in 5th grade? No. All right, so we're getting into the new graphing. So let's learn about the stem and leaf plot. It is a data display that helps you see how data values are distributed. Each data value is separated into leaf, the last digit, and a stem, the remaining digits. In an ordered stem and leaf plot, the leaves for each stem are listed in order from least to greatest. So when you see these lines right here, we would look at that as one solid line. It was too hard to try to get that solid line onto the digital paper, but it would be just a straight line down. So the way this works, let me scroll this up. So let's look at our example, making a stem and a leaf plot. So we have our data, we have the different animals and the speed that they travel. So we want to turn that into a stem and leaf plot. So step one is we're going to choose the stems and the leaves. The numbers range from 32 is our slowest, all the way to 70 is the fastest. So we're going to let the stems be the tens digits from 3 to 7. So it's the tens digits from 3 to 7. Then we're going to let the leaves be the ones digits. So step 2 is write the stems first. So we said our stems, we're going to go from 3 all the way to 7. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the tens place is the stems. Then we're going to draw that vertical line to separate our stem from our leaves. And now we're going to record each speed by writing its ones digit on the same line as its corresponding tens digit. So we've got that first digit here is the tens. Now we're going to write the ones out. So where would I put this 5? Let me do it in a different color. If it's 45, where would I put the 5? Yeah, I'm going to look at where that 4 is, and I'm going to put the 5 across from it. So here, for that 0, I'm going to put it across from the 7. For the 9, I'm going to put it across from the 3. For this 0, I'm going to put it across from the 5. This 7 goes across from the 4. This 0 goes across from the 4. This 2 goes across from the 3. And this 3 goes across from that 4. So when we look at this, we say it's unordered because it's not in order. So you do your unordered like that. You just look at which row you're going to put that ones digit, you're going to put your leaf on. Then we're going to rewrite it, but this time we're going to put it in an ordered fashion. So we still have our stems are still in order. Now the leaves we're going to put in order. So this would be our ordered stem and leaves. Does that make sense? So you have to pick what that first digit is, that stem would be the tens place. Then we put all of the ones as the leaves after it. So we know if we were to read this, we would know this stands for 40, 45, 43, 45, 47. So when you read it, you just need to know which place those numbers fall into. Then our stem would be the hundreds, and the leaf would be the numbers that come after it. So let's see when we come down if we can answer some of those questions on the as we go down interpreting them. All right, so interpreting the stem and leaf plot. So the point totals rounded to the nearest tenth for 20 participants in a bicycle stunt competition are listed below. Use a stem and leaf plot to order the data, and then we're going to make a conclusion about that data. So if we're going to put these into a stem and leaf plot, we don't always just have to have one digit, and I think this will go to what you were talking about, Will. Here we just did our stem was the tens place. We can do a stem that has the 89, that has the ones and the tens, because we're going to have a bigger difference with the leaves with the decimals. So to make this stem and leaf plot, we're going to look at the ones and tens. So what's our lowest number here for the ones and tens? I think it's 84. I don't think there's an 80 that's below that. So we're going to start out with 84. And what's our biggest number?
91.
Yep, 91 is our biggest going up. So we're just going to write our stems from 84 all the way to 91. Then we have to draw that line. And now we have to do our leaves. So we don't have to put the decimal point. We're just putting the digits that go into the decimals. So we just have to line it up. 89.4, so I'm going to find my 89 and I'm going to put a 4. 90 doesn't have anything. 87.5. And actually where that 90 doesn't have anything, we're going to fill that in with a 0. We got 87.5, 84.3. 89.7, 90.3, 91.1. This 91 has nothing, so a 0. 86 is a 0. 84.1, 89.2. 86 is a 0. 89.1, 88.2, 89.5, 85.6, 90.5, 90.2, 91.1, and 88.9. So you just have to go through and systematically make sure you're putting each leaf in there. That's why I drew that line under them. Those two I missed, but I draw a line under it to make sure that I'm staying organized, that I don't miss one or skip one. Okay, I'm not doing it just for busy work. I'm doing it to help myself stay organized and make sure I'm not missing any. So that's my unordered plot, because I was just listing those leaves in there as I came to them. So I'm going to rewrite it as an ordered plot, so it goes in, our leaves go in order. So we keep our stems were already in order. Now I'm going to rewrite my leaves so they're in numerical order. So 3 and 1 would become 1 and 3. 85 just had the 6. 86 just has zeros. 87 just has the 5. 88 was already in order. 89. So we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. 90 would be 0, 2, 3, 5. 91 would be 0, 1, 1. So now they are in order. It's going to be easier to compare and be able to draw conclusions from our data. So our question is, the question is draw a conclusion. So if we look, these were the point totals of our participants in the competition. What would be a conclusion? Well, first let's what would be a conclusion that somebody would come to looking at where all of these points fall? Can anybody draw a conclusion? I'm looking at this and I'm noticing lots of numbers down here and not so many numbers up top. Can you draw a conclusion about that?
Yeah.
What conclusion can you draw?
You could say that the top half have less numbers than the bottom half.
Not numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Type.
Participants.
So there are more participants scored in the 89 to 91 points. Okay, less participants scored below 89. That would be a conclusion that we can draw. So you can look at where all of your numbers are falling and you can draw a conclusion from that. Do we have any questions on the stem and leaf plots? Okay, so we are going to stop there for today. We do have our workbook, page 33, 34, are all about ordered stem and leaf plots. And we will say goodbye to our friends at home. And we hope you have a good day.